Hey guys, today on Cooking with Carby, we're making spicy, crispy, juicy Popeyes chicken sandwiches. I know Popeyes sandwiches are great, but with some chicken and spices you probably already have, and some homemade buns, we can make it even better. Let's get started. Starting with some boneless, skinless chicken breasts, we're pounding them down into a uniform thickness, something around a couple centimeters thick. This is not only going to make it a little more manageable in the sandwich, but it's also going to make it so that it cooks evenly when we're deep frying. Then we're going to play a little 5-finger fillet just to make sure that our marinade gets all up in there. Throw your chicken breasts into a dish that's large enough for us to just make a single layer, and then we'll get started on our marinade. Starting with 2 cups of buttermilk, we are then going to add in 2 teaspoons each of paprika, onion powder, cayenne, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And lastly, a couple of spoonfuls worth of your favorite hot sauce. This one is a cayenne and Scotch bonnet sauce. Give everything a good mix, and then because you're feeling brave, let's add a couple more spoonfuls of our hot sauce in. We'll see if I regret this decision later, because that's a recurring theme. Pour your marinade over top of your chicken, ensuring it's fully submerged. If you're doing less pieces of chicken, you can very easily just split that marinade recipe in half, cover it, and throw it in the fridge for 2 to 8 hours. Something that I think is really lacking in a Popeyes sandwich is the bun. So we're gonna make our own. I made these buns following Joshua Weissman's perfect burger bun recipe. I'll post the link in the description. They truly are the best burger buns. They're a mix between a brioche and a Japanese milk bun, and I just stopped looking for other recipes because they're just the perfect bun. While we wait for our buns to cool, we're gonna get started on our spicy mayo, which starts with 1 cup of mayo and a couple of teaspoons of garlic powder. Jeez, stop being so dramatic. Okay, a couple of teaspoons of garlic powder, a couple of teaspoons of paprika, and a couple of tablespoons of our hot sauce. Give it a quick mix and then a taste test just to see how spicy it is. You can definitely stop here, but like I said, feeling brave, we're gonna add some cayenne and we're gonna add some more hot sauce. Give it another taste if you took this extra step. Yep, that gets the taste buds dancing. Now, on an actual Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich, the only thing that makes it spicy is the mayo. We're going for a triple threat. We're making our breading spicy, our marinade spicy, and our mayo spicy. Our breading starts with 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of cornstarch, a tablespoon of salt, about a tablespoon of black pepper, and then 2 tablespoons each of cayenne, paprika, garlic powder, and onion powder. Using a whisk, mix everything together just to ensure that it's all evenly distributed, and then if you're going for the bonus spicy level, we're gonna add a little extra cayenne on top. Now we're gonna transfer our chicken from the batter into the breading, using tongs to try to pretend like my hands are gonna stay clean, and then with one hand I'm going to flip the chicken in the breading and try to ensure that I have the entire piece of chicken covered in the breading and no wet spots remain. This is a really important step because the better job we do here of adhering the breading to the chicken, the better our crispy outer layer is going to stay on once we fry it. If we don't ensure that it's super tightly packed onto the pieces of chicken, after we fry, air pockets might develop, and then when you bite into your sandwich, the skin is gonna fall off. Over to the stove in my Dutch oven, I have about 1.5 inches of vegetable oil preheating to just under 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I'm placing my chicken in with tongs, dropping away from myself to ensure I don't have any splashback. Using tongs, place the chicken into the oil away from yourself to ensure there isn't any splashback, and only do a single layer of the chicken. We don't want to overcrowd our pan and have pieces of chicken sticking to each other. We started our oil close to 400 degrees so that even after we've added in the cold chicken, we are maintaining an ideal frying temperature between 325 and 350. At this point, you should start to toast your buttered buns, and then after about 3 to 5 minutes of frying, we're going to flip our pieces of chicken. You'll notice that they're already starting to get a pretty good golden color, but it is going to end up a little darker than this because we seasoned our breading mixture. Let them fry for another 3 to 5 minutes undisturbed on the second side until they're a deep golden brown, and then we can start to remove them from the oil. It's a good idea to check the internal temperature of a couple of pieces of the chicken to ensure it's reached 165 degrees Fahrenheit. You can always throw them back in for a couple more minutes if they need it. Don't forget to pull the buns off the stove, and it's time to start plating. Starting with a generous amount of our spicy mayo on our buns. Don't forget about the top buns too. All we're doing here is pickles and mayo, so we want a little extra. For pickles, I'm going with some called hamburger slices, which are kind of like a half sour dill. Next is a huge piece of chicken. And then we throw our lid back on top and we're ready to go. Let's admire our handiwork for a second before we dig in. You know it's a good sandwich when A, it kind of looks like you're struggling to pick it up, and then B, you have to re-grip before you take that first bite. Man, this is a good sandwich. The buttery soft bun, the crispy spicy chicken, the acid from the pickles, the creaminess from the mayo, it all just balances so well together. I can't wait till you guys try this one at home. As always, thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something and give this recipe a try. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.